Does anybody remember Run the Block? That new game made by Rec Room that came out a month ago? Well, yeah, that room's already dead, so that game capped at like 1,000,000 visits. And some of you may be asking, why did Run the Block die so fast? And some of you already know, and you're like, why am I listening to this guy talk? But today, I'll break it down to you, why Run the Block died, and what led to its downfall. And so up first, the obvious one is that Run the Block is a stunt runner with a little bit of pizzazz. I mean, to anyone who's played Run the Block and stunt runner, they're obviously almost the exact same thing. The only difference is that stunt runner is a little more enclosed and not as open as Run the Block, but Run the Block is trying to be stunt runner without adding anything more than stunt runner gives. I mean, Run the Block is kind of more confusing than stunt runner to begin with, because you don't know what you're doing. They don't really give you a tutorial on it. You don't know how like to wall climb or like wall slide, whatever. Run the Block doesn't give you any instructions. It's not straightforward like stunt runner, which is good for a very small open world game, but when the main point of the small open world game is to run around the map and like get different times, then it becomes confusing to new players on what to do, because all you do is spawn in, go to the gazebo, race that first part, and then you have no idea what to do. So to wrap it up, the first reason Run the Block is already dead is because of how kind of confusing it is. There's no real clear direction on what you can do and what you're supposed to be doing. But the second obvious reason is repetitiveness and lack of gameplay, which was also very present in Stunt Runner. But Run the Block does handle it a bit better because there is lots of different like routes you can take and lots of different like things you can do racing wise. Even though there's so many different races you can easily complete all of them in less than a day. I'm pretty sure Sled completed it in 2 hours, which is crazy because he was just playing it casually. But the one thing that Run the Block did do well are the upgrades you can get, because there are a lot of them, and so people would want to grind like to get better times and stuff. But what is the keyword there? Because why would you grind to get a time if there is a lack of gameplay? And because of the lack of gameplay, no one really plays it, and so therefore there would be no point to grind for a game that no one plays. Do you see all kind of loops like that? What's the point of being at the top if no one is there with you? Or below you, I guess. So the upgrades would be good if it wasn't capsized by the fact that no one really wants to play because of the lack of gameplay in the game. Simplest way I can explain it. But the one thing that they did do well is the atmosphere, because that is actually amazing. It does feel like you're in a city, running the block with like the tall skyscrapers in the background. It feels real, which is really nice. I like that aspect of it. But other than that, Run the Block died the same reason Stunt Runner died. Short gameplay, repetitiveness, and because of that, no one wants to play it. Same thing happened with Showdown too. Gosh man, Recommend really needs to work on that. But yeah, anyways, that was why Run the Block died, from what I can see, and hopefully you enjoyed it. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.